Hello grade 8, we on page 63, the CRJ and the CPJ, and it is transaction or task number 3, CRJ and CPJ, and it's of Salome de Wet, who started a hair salon. Okay, this is the different services that she renders, and she charges a certain amounts for those specific services. Now, all of these transactions we have to record in the journals, and if we receive money it's in the CRJ, and if we pay money out it's in the CPJ. So let's look at the first transaction. Salome de Wet increased the capital contribution to 180,000 and she deposited that directly into the business's bank account, issued receipt number 41. Okay, so what happens here is that we've got a source document details right at the beginning. Okay, so receipt 41, day 1, is the vet is the person who gave the money, 180 in analysis of receipts, 180,000 in bank, and then there's no column for it, so we have to put it in the sundry accounts column, and it's 180,000 rand. Okay, so that was the first. We've got another transaction on the first, but it's in a different journal, so we can put that amount directly in the bank account. Okay, so we've got the second transaction. She rents a building from an estate agent, Evo, at a yearly rate of 220,000. Now we must remember she only has to pay the rent for September, and it's check number 61, and therefore you have to take the 220,000 and you have to divide it by 12 to get 1 month's rent. Okay, so that is why, and we're going to put it in the CPJ. So we've got it here. Evo is the person, name of payee, estate agent. It's actually a check counterfoil, number 61, because we keep the check counterfoil in our books. The check goes to the customer. Check counterfoil is a little slip that stays behind in the checkbook. 18333, we didn't work with cents here, and 18333, and it's a rent expense because we are paying it, so it's an expense. If we're receiving rent, then it will be rent income in the CRJ, but this time it's in the CPJ. Cash, CPJ, cash, payments, the P, and the J for journal. So that's why it's that acronym. Okay, so that was on the first. Then we go to the 6th. Then we go to the 6th, deposited the money received for the day. Okay, so 10 people took the cut and blow. So the cut and blow dry, right at the top there, is 250 per cut and blow dry. 10 times that is 250. Put the brackets around that, put a plus in the middle, and 6 people are taking the Brazilian blowout. Okay, so that's 1,000 rand per transaction or per service. So 6 clients times that, and then you get 8,500 rand. Okay, now that's in the CRJ, but you will also see there's another, there's no other transaction on the same day, so that's one transaction on the day, so you can immediately put it in the bank account in the CRJ. Let me show you there. If it's services that you render, your business is to render services in a hair salon. So it's CRT1, day 6. Okay, services rendered in details, 8,500 in analysis, and then we put it in the bank because there's only one transaction on the day. And that, if it's a services rendered and it's CRT, cash register type, then it's going to be current income as well. So you put it directly in those columns. Okay, so that was on the 6th. Then we've got the 12th. Paid Goldwell for shampoo, conditioner and hair dye, and that's consumables. So we're using things up, we're paying for it, so it's in the CPJ, 4,800 rand. Okay, so there we've got Goldwell. If they told you what the check number was for hair dye. Okay, so let me just have a look here. So they told you it's check 61, Okay, so they don't tell you what this check number is. So then, if the first one was 61, just going to check if there's any other thing over there. Alright, so if the first one was 61, this must be 62, not 63. Okay, apologies. Alright, paid Goldwell, and 4,800 in bank, and 4,800 in consumables. Now, bank is an asset, and consumable goods and wages and rent expense are all expenses, which is owner's equity, and it makes the money of the business less. That's just for next year when we're doing some extra things on taking these transactions to a different place, which is the general ledger. Any case, so just remember those rules for then. Okay, then issued a check for 10,000 Rand. Okay, so issued a check for 10,000 Rand on the 22nd. Okay, to Laquanda Jones for a salary. Okay, so it's again a check. It's not a cash check if it's a salary. If it's wages, it's a cash check. Okay, so Laquanda Jones, so 10,000 Rand. So there we go. Okay, and it will be number 63, not 64. Okay, will be 64 there. Alright, 63, not 64. Because 61, 62, 63. Okay, the 1st, the 12th, the 22nd. Paying Laquanda Jones, 10,000 in bank. Okay, 10,000 in bank, and then 10,000 in consumables or sundry accounts, because there's no specific account for it. So salaries. Then you add every column up, and you will see if I add these two together, I will also get 31,133, because whatever goes through the bank must go to the specific expenses or accounts. Alright, so there we go. And then lastly, on the 30th, or last day of the month, 30th, 8 people visited Bang Bang Collective. 5 people wanted a color and cut. So color and cut is 500 Rand. So 5 times 500 plus, put brackets again, and 3 people wanted the cut and blow dry. Okay, cut and blow dry or cut and blow out. Okay, and therefore it's 3 times 250, because the cut and blow dry, it stays cut and blow dry, apologies. Okay, cut and blow dry is 250, so 3 times 250, and then you get 3,250. Okay, only one transaction on the day, CRT2, 30th, services rendered, 3,250 in analysis, 3,250 in bank, and 3,250 in current income. You add all of them together, 190,1,750, current income 1,750, and sundry accounts 180. If you add these two together as well, you will get 191,750. You don't have to show that, but it's just to see if you worked correctly. So that was page 63 and 64.